The Court of Appeal has annulled the decision by the Serious Crimes Court regarding the former Interior Minister Samir Tahiri, with his lawyer Max Hajia confirming that his client will continue to be investigated whilst free. A German MP, Mark Hoffmann, confirmed he will suggest to his German colleagues to support the opening of negotiations with Albania, as there is a reform agenda and beginning the talks will help to progress the reforms further. The success of the tourist season in leisure relies on being able to deliver the appropriate water supply. As such, action against illegal connections will be taken in Shëngjin and Kale. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Monday the 28th of May 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. The former Interior Minister Samir Tahiri will continue to be investigated whilst free. The appeals court today overturned the security measure of house arrest which had been applied against Samir Tahiri. The former Interior Minister will now be investigated without any security measures enforced. The Court of Appeal has annulled the decision of the Serious Crimes Court. My client will be investigated from now on without security measures. The final decision of the court was the abolition of decision number 97 dated the 12th of May 2018 and decision 101 from the 15th of May 2018 when house arrest was imposed. Currently, my client has no security measures in force. Whilst I would not call it an outright victory, it is in a way for me. There are clearly defined guidelines as to the general criteria for security measures, which has been based on the European Court of Human Rights and the Joint College of the High Court. I now believe that these guidelines have been appropriately followed, declared Samir Tahiri's lawyer, Max Hajia. Despite demand from a group of Democratic Party MPs, Lulzim Basha has opposed the boycott of Parliament following the refusal of the Interior Minister Fatmir Jafai to resign. DP MPs Flamur Noka, Clevis Baliu, Endri Hassa, alongside many other MPs, have asked for the boycott, declaring that the opposition's presence in the Assembly is a facade as no one is listening to them. We have to break away from this Parliament. We gave Rama the necessary time for the Jafai issue, said Flamur Noka. It has been learned that the Democratic Party chair Lulzim Basha expressed his opinion that the decision to boycott would risk the country's integration. Moving towards a parliamentary boycott when we are heavily invested in opening negotiations threatens to divert attention from the main issue, that we have a government connected to organised crime and drug trafficking, said Basha. Basha has suggested that DP MPs use all the democratic resources they have as the opposition, including their structures and the citizens, to make it clear that the removal of Fatmir Jafai is a non-negotiable condition. Former Prime Minister Salih Berisha posed this question: can we stay in Parliament with drug traffickers? There is both media and government propaganda against us. We have to concentrate totally on the citizens. The boycott that we did for decriminalisation had an effect. Albania is currently under international focus. There is no peaceful choice for an opposition with Edi Rama, but actuality should be looked at by political analysis, said Salih Berisha. Today, the opposition was absent from the parliamentary commissions, but in the coming days they will attend, and they will continue to raise accusations as well as call on Fatmir Jafai to resign. An American-German agency will assist Albania in combating economic crime and tax evasion. The agreement between the Interior Ministry, the Finance and Economy Ministry and the company Ernst & Young was signed today at the Prime Ministry. The Interior Minister Fatmir Jafai considered this cooperation to provide added value. The force of law operation has taught us an important lesson. No matter how strong an agency is or how many human resources it has, if we do not have good coordination across all agencies operating in this area, we cannot achieve success. In the context of the action plan addressing issues related to the fight against economic crime, money laundering and corruption remain the necessities. Receiving the assistance of such a prestigious and internationally experienced company, I believe, will be of added value from the point of needing to make important analyses and to provide the training that we conduct, said Fatmir Jafai. Prime Minister Edi Rama agreed that there is significant value in this team coming to Albania to work with our agencies against economic crime and evasion. The value lies in the fact that, firstly, it is a German-American team with two leaders, one with experience as an FBI leader and the other as a person who has covered leadership positions in the German state structures against organised crime. A large German-American expert team will be established here in Albania and will work closely with the investigative structures to enable the opening of a common working process with contemporary and sophisticated methodology and to increase the capacities of these agencies in hitting this phenomenon hard. It is time to deal with the issue more because we have achieved some important results. The Interior Ministry and the State Police have guaranteed a very significant result in identifying and then freezing all financial assets acquired through crime. Hitting organised crime networks requires interaction and coordination between many structures, and it is not enough that just one structure is engaged in this as an everyday routine. By the size and radius of the action, the new structure that will be created is much smaller, but by intent and content, it is modelled on the best international experience, explained Edi Rama. The Prime Minister said that this agreement is not simply consultancy, but a joint agreement to coordinate on-the-ground action. Following a recent visit to Albania, the German MP of Merkel's Christian Democratic Union of Germany, Mark Hoffmann, said he would suggest to his colleagues to approve the opening of negotiations with Albania. Hoffmann met with the Socialist Party Parliamentary Group Chair, Talon Bala, before congratulating the government on the reforms undertaken. He also confirmed his belief that the opening of negotiations will help the continuation of these reforms. There is no doubt that the Prime Minister and the government are operating a reform agenda. Seeing this reform agenda, I have concluded that we should start the negotiation process with Albania. I will advise my colleagues from the German Parliament and my parliamentary group to start the negotiation process because it will not be the end of a reform agenda, but the beginning, said Hoffmann. Socialist Party MP Talon Bala thanked his German counterpart while praising Albania's friendly relations with Germany and stressing that Germany has been the largest investor in Albania for 30 years. Germany has been a key investor in Albania since the early 1990s. So far, there has been more than €1 billion invested in Albania by Germany, said Talon Bala. Mark Hoffmann said that more German MPs will come to Albania to see the changes that Albania has made and the path of reforms in which it has entered. A quarter of deaths from chronic diseases, especially those affecting the lungs or resulting in tumours, are attributed to smoking tobacco. In the last 3 years, females taking up smoking has been on the rise, with a noted increase of about 10%. The Public Health Institute reports that 6.8% of school attendees over 15 years old have been experimenting with smoking, while 2% are regular smokers. This is a social and economic problem because the costs and consequences on the health of the population are severe. For this reason, the authorities demand greater respect for the law. In the past year, 16,000 inspections were carried out on businesses to ensure they were not allowing smoking inside, with 300 subjects fined in 2017 and one subject fined 9 times during this period. Deputy Health Minister Mira Rakatsoli told the Parliamentary Health Commission that legal changes must be made regarding the penalties. Amendments are required to the penalties as recurring penalties prove they do not have the required effect, said Mira Rakatsoli. According to the Socialist Party MP, Elisa Spiropali, the anti-smoking law should be initiated by the MPs themselves at the bars where members of parliament enjoy their coffees. Implementation of the law should be initiated by the MPs, acting as role models when they take their breaks at the Assembly bars. The situation is only made worse by the opposition boycotting the Parliamentary Health Commission, exclaimed Elisa Spiropali. Whilst within the boundaries of Tirana, the law is more commonly adhered to, in the peripheral areas and other cities, the situation is more problematic. Discussions at the Parliamentary Health Commission took place under the framework of the International Day Against Smoking. However, the opposition did not appear before the Commission. Health Minister Ogerta Manustirliu held the first consultative meeting with pharmaceutical representatives where she said the regulation on preservation and quality of medicines will be reviewed. The Minister did not give details as to which articles of the law would be changed, but said that the whole process of circulating medicines in the Republic of Albania will be reviewed. The law and the structure of the circulation of medicines in Albania will be reviewed, said Ogerta Manustirliu. According to the Health Minister, for the first time, a regulation on the practices of good storage and distribution of medicines was drafted, compiled in accordance with European Union standards and World Health Organization recommendations. Safety and quality of medicine are two irrepressible principles, added Ogerta Manustirliu. The Health Ministry will meet with interest groups, such as pharmacies, periodically throughout the period to discuss any change or revision of these laws and regulations. Security, cleanliness and quality services are all on offer this tourist season on the coast of Leisure. The supply of water to the coastal areas remains a key condition for a successful tourist season, so guaranteeing this service is in the focus of work by the task force of the Water Supply and Sewerage Company in Leisure. Chief Engineer Petrit Bardi says that the work focuses on illegal interference in the distribution network, mainly in the Shëngjin area, the prevention of which is expected to improve supply. The operation is expected to run for about a month, but will continue until its full completion. Completion of the action will bring great improvement to the city of Shëngjin, declared Petrit Bardi. During the Water National Action, the Water Supply and Sewerage Company in Leisure denounced 13 individuals while warning that they will act with an iron fist against any water abuser who illegally interferes with the distribution network. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.